Pizza Roundtable, part of the Pizza Club Network, where we host some of the biggest movers and shakers in the pizza industry from all around the world. You're here with us today for the Pizza Roundtable, where we get to talk about some of the biggest pizza news of the week and give you a chance to weigh in on it. I'm your host tonight, Will Dumas, and I'll be joined by my co-host tonight, Jim Mumford. Jim is both a cookbook author and a writing contributor for the publication Inside Hook. Jim, welcome. Good to see you.
Hey, Will, good evening. How are you?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Doing good. Let's talk about some pizza.
Absolutely, man. So listen, I'm happy just to kind of like jump right in, if that makes sense, Jim. So let me share up our first article here. And this one is from it was actually two different publications on this one. Actually, I want to say, to be fair, I think I might have, if there's pizza news, this could have been pizza news breaking the internet. So I could have referenced the South China Morning Post, which I often don't reference on the show. But this one, guys, this one I'm going to reference here from Yahoo Sports, and this one is called "Why Pizza Hut in Hong Kong is Serving Snake Pizza." So, Jim, start off first with the question. Obviously, everyone needs to know: have you had snake before? Period.
I have had snake. It is okay, a little chewy. Kind of depends on how it's prepared. It can have a. That said, I don't really think they're kind of gummy in a way, and
Okay.
I can't. I'd like to see how they put it on pizza.
So I would say I've never had snake at all. I don't know if that seems unique or not. Can we compare? I know this could be a bad comparison, but can we compare it to eel?
Yeah, I think you could. I almost compare it more to like alligator tail, right? Where it's
Okay.
got kind
All
of like
right. Now we're on
a
the same
smooth,
page. I'm with you
yeah,
there
kind
now.
of
All right.
like a somewhere between a fish and like really overcooked chicken thighs, if that makes sense.
Fair. All right. So now let's pivot to why the heck is it on pizza, right? As a starting point. So listen, I'll quote here from the Yahoo Sports article. There are certain unusual meats you need to try before you die, and Pizza Hut in Hong Kong is taking steps to help us knock out at least one of them off your list. According to CNN, the restaurant released its newest pizza, a combination of shredded snake meat, black mushrooms, and Chinese dried ham. Paired with cheese and diced chicken, the snake meat becomes richer in taste, a statement released by the franchise said. So, Jim, why? Why do we need this? Why do we have it? This is crazy. I mean, I've seen a lot of interesting like Pizza Hut or Domino's items come out from the APAC region, but this one's unique.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, listen, it's a savory food. I'm sure it has some funk to it. Um, it's not the worst thing I've heard, right? It's not cooked pickles or anything, but yeah, it seems a little over the top even for the region. Um, like I say, I'd try anything twice. But I'm more worried about the texture, I think, than the flavor because at least what I've had, it's got some chew to it, and that's not really what I look for on especially a Pizza Hut pizza, which needs help as is.
I was gonna say, I'm sure that was not maybe prepared in like a fast casual setting or
Right.
something of that type of experience on top of it. Some of those like temperamental or unique ingredients, I think, really do need a chef's touch. This
Yeah.
might not be the case that we're getting here. Well, listen, just when we thought though that we went far enough, I'll quote here just from the article real quick. It's not even that they are willing to stop here. At Snake Pizza, it looks like there's going to be an up and coming item where, along with the Snake Pizza, Hong Kong's Pizza plans to soon present another pizza that mixes in local tradition. One that is made with Chinese preserved sausage, commonly eaten in a clay pot rice dish. So, looks like there are even more exciting items to come out of Pizza Hut Hong Kong.
I Now listen, Chinese sausage is delicious. I can see
For
that,
sure,
right?
sure.
And that's something I think you can play with. But listen, the more power to them, and I hope they enjoy their pizza. I'll just again, I'd rather put on I think than try snake. But
Anything, anything.
sure, yeah, I think anything. True, like you said, you need a chef's touch, not someone who's working at Pizza Hut.
Fair, fair, and no disrespect to anyone working at Pizza Hut. There's just,
No,
I think, there's a
absolutely not.
different need for different products to be served in certain ways, and this does
Different
not seem
skill
like a
set.
necessary for Snake.
You got it.
Absolutely. All right, cool. Well, all right. So listen, let's shift towards something maybe not that Snake's not in your wheelhouse, but like let's go to something I think might I don't know, perk your interest, I will say.
Go.
So this one's from our friends here at the Takeout. So found this is an epilogue to say that stop making the same tired joke about deep dish pizza. Chicagoans don't mind when you poke fun at our pizza, but get some new material already. So, Jim, I feel this could be close to your heart. Is deep dish pizza, and why does the world hate on it?
So yeah, it is. It's absolutely pizza. This article says people compare it to a casserole. I have the definition of a casserole right here.
Okay, let's
Casserole
hear it. Let's hear it.
is a stew or side dish that's cooked in a casserole dish. Pizza, listen, deep dish pizza isn't that. It's thick,
Okay.
it's deep, it's got a ton of stuff in it, but it's not casserole. It's as thick as a Detroit style can be, though different ratios.
Mhm.
Um, you're not offending anyone in Chicago because really most people in Chicago don't eat it unless you're in town with them and you drag us to Weird Isles or one of the places anyways.
I feel you on that. So I mean, it's an interesting point to say. Is it really not like a quintessential stop? I mean, if you're a true Chicagoan, like, are you having deep dish, or is it really a special event type pizza or meal per se? Because it's more of a meal, I would
Oh
say, than a
yeah,
pizza, right? I mean,
yeah.
simply put.
And maybe you're getting a deep dish, but yeah, it's tavern style or one of the other styles. You do like say special event, people are in town, but you'd never just I don't know. Deep dish is one of those things that you really don't want to take out as much because then
Yeah,
that amount of cheese when it gets cold is a problem.
I could see
Um,
that.
so yeah, it's more of a thing you eat there. It's more of a I would say more of an occasion, like you say. And not Chicagoans don't eat it, but yeah, I always laugh out of tires make fun of like you're the reason we go to the places so you can get the pizza, make fun of it after you eat three pieces and feel terrible afterwards.
Which is probably fine if we're all like friends about it, right? But
Absolutely.
they hate on this stuff. I'm with you on that. Do you any tips for the deep dish side in the recipe around,
Oh,
or do you
several.
go to one?
Yeah, it's actually very easy to make. The secret is just getting the amount of butter and oil
Yeah.
into the crust. Like it's not traditional dough like you would think in Neapolitan. It's more like say like a cracker, but very very easy to make at home. Actually, it's one of the first because it's low hydration, so it's easy to roll out. It's not going to
Yep.
fight you. You're not really worried about gluten. So yeah, I love making deep dish at home. It's actually good for like appetizers for like a Thanksgiving or something. Make a couple thinner
Ooh.
deep dish, cut out slices. It's something that's going to hold people over.
Okay, I'm with you. I think it sounds heavy, but it's not. Because I would say like I've been involved in many of an Italian Thanksgiving where there's a lasagna beforehand and whatnot.
Just
So same idea. Just fill it up
same
so you
idea.
can't fill no more.
You got it. Again, not all deep dish are created equal. You got the stuff which has extra dough in it, which yeah, you're getting closer to a casserole at that point. I'll concede
Sure.
there. Because it's a whole concoction. It's pizza lasagna. But listen, I'm with the article. It's not a casserole. It's good pizza. Listen, all you want, but at least you still have to eat both. We eat both with care, and I don't know. It's a fun little rivalry, but not casserole.
All right, that's fair. That's fair. I get it. I mean, listen, I've been to. I think I was at Malnati's. Was the only one I'm thinking of that I visited when I was there. It was a one time thing for me, you know. Cool. All right. Well, let's keep it going. I think this is going to be like the Jim Mumford day because I think I've got a few different articles also that are going to touch base on items that you are into. I'll say that. So,
Let's
or at
go.
least that you could be an expert in a pine on, right? For that one. So, all right. Next one. Let's see what we got. We're talking with PMQ Media on the next one. So I think this might also somehow be a style that you are familiar with. So I don't know if it's fair to say, Jim, if I could put you as a regional style expert.
I think
I'd
that's
like
fair.
I'd like to call you some. All right, good. Glad to hear that we're on the same page. So this one out of PMQ. Who invented the weirdest pizza style in America? So I think the pizza looks pretty good.
Yeah.
The Quad Cities pizza style, which is kind of a made backwards, is a true American original, no matter who gets credit for. So tell me, man, what is I don't know, what's the notoriety around this, or what's the appeal to it, or controversy around it? What's up with Quad City?
Yeah. So Quad Cities, which is 5 cities, as the name suggests, um, interesting region. The pizza is inspired by tavern style in a lot of ways, but the dough has like malt in it and molasses,
Mhm.
so it's very very rich. Um, the sauce and toppings is all covered by the cheese, and
Mhm.
the certain things they add. Super fennel sausage are one ingredients. A lot of red pepper flake, and then it's cut with scissors into strips, like you're at
Oh, okay.
like you're in
Oh, I see the kind of outline here. Is this reminiscent of, or is it thinner? Does
that
that give you a good?
Nope, that is perfect. And you've got that. I
Okay.
don't know when you order a bad frozen pizza and it's got like that. The sausage is more fennel than meat. That's the kind of
Yeah.
style that this is, and the crust is like a graham cracker because that's misnomer, but it has those super
It
nutty
looks
notes.
dry. It
Yes,
looks a little dry. This image to it is what I'm picturing. There's some crisp behind this, I would
there
say.
is some crisp. It's good. Had it several times. If you were happy to Google a recipe, mine would be the first one up. Not
I was going to mention.
a
I feel like I might
shameless
have been
plug.
perusing around.
Yeah, I like the style. I think it's fun to make it home. And yeah, it's kind of a cross between a Neapolitan and a tavern. It's not the weirdest style in America. That's probably
Yeah,
the Old Forge or the Omaha, and that's probably in
yeah.
itself. Listen,
How
I
about one of
like
these
it.
Altunas or Altunas?
Yes,
What is
yeah,
this one with
with
the
put some
American cheese on top
American
of
cheese
it?
right on it and burn it right. No, I like it. It's I think Fackel does a nice job talking about quad cities. You've never heard of it. What's your familiarity with the quad cities?
No, not at all. I mean, I've heard about it because I think we were talking one day. I'm trying to go back. Maybe we'll put in the note of we were speaking to out of Iowa. They had some pretty unique pizzas that they were doing, and I just remember them bringing it up and saying they were noted for it. But never something that I've made, not or tried. To tell you the truth, I really haven't. I don't know just how prevalent it really is in the Northeast for the most part that I haven't seen anyone even to do it before. I mean, listen, do more people need to do it from that sense, Jim? Like, do we need more Quad City pizza out
No, probably not.
there?
I say it's good, but it's probably in the lower tier of the regional pizzas I'd rank.
Okay.
Certainly, but yeah, it's nice. It's definitely an interesting take on if you. It's like if I described you what pizza was, left out like 4 or 5 of the steps, and you just kind of appropriated it off of pumpernickel bread.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Okay.
it's kind of where you got to.
Okay. All right.
Good
Yeah.
stuff.
This sounds like a try once, try twice type thing for me. I'd be happy to. I'd sample it if it was there for me. I don't know if I'm seeking it out, putting it that way.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. I mean, and don't get me wrong, those in the Quad Cities area love it. They've got their
Sure.
place. They'll fight you tooth and nail on the right spot. But yeah, I don't know that you're necessarily flying into Moline.
Yeah, fair point. Fair point. You did mention there real quick, tavern. As we just flew out of Chicago here, right? But I mean, another quintessential, right? We're thinking cracker thin in the same way. Would I think like similar crispiness to this dough as like a tavern thin Chicago style, or am I completely off from the
It's
difference between the two?
thicker than a tavern, but it's
Sure,
got
sure,
that
sure, sure.
that crispiness because of all the sugar from the molasses and the
Yeah.
malt.
Okay.
That it
Gotcha.
definitely has more of a snap and a bite and I say dryness, but it's a more there's no fluffiness to it. It's very set.
Fair. Okay, I'm with you now. I'm getting a good description of this. Jim, you've got a good skill set here of describing pizza crust. This could be a complete future niche for you.
Everyone needs a hobby. Mine's describing pizzas in the greater eastern Iowa region. So.
All right, well, listen, dude, let's talk about pizza marketing potentially gone bad. So this one is from Pizza In, and again, our friends at PMQ put this article out there. So Bambi and Friends pizza with venison, boar, and elk sausage. We taste delicious. So this caught a lot of attention. I'll highlight here from the article. The beloved pizza chain gets blasted for a Bambi themed pizza. Pizza Inn took a shot at Bambi. Yes, that Bambi in a limited time pizza offering touted on social media, and the backlash was swift. The promotion, which appeared on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, featured a graphic depiction of Bambi, that sweet, innocent fawn with a tragic background, along with other animals not appearing in the Disney film, including a wild pig and huckling elk. In a one-word balloon, Bambi states, quite forbiddingly, we taste delicious. So, Jim, what do we think? It's all in good fun. Is there really something wrong with this? Is the internet blowing this up for no reason?
Oh, I'm sure the answer's somewhere in the middle. Hey, listen, they knew what they were doing, right? No one hit send without knowing exactly what was about to happen, and it did.
Yeah.
Listen, it's listen. No, there's no such thing as bad press. I think they're testing that theory, perhaps. Maybe if you didn't have the balloon saying "we taste delicious," I could understand it. But boy, you're hitting me right in the childhood feels there. Especially with the tongue out of Bambi. I mean,
Yes.
it's not. That said, I'm sure the pizza tastes delicious. I bet all the funky gamey sausage is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet it's pretty rich. It sounds like it would be interesting. I'm with you
Yeah,
there.
I mean, I try it. The styles we talked about, but yeah, it's boy, they knew what they were doing, and I think they're getting exactly what they deserve.
That's the thing, right? I feel like, it's something like this. Obviously, this is not a mistake, right? From a marketing perspective, like this was well defined, well planned. This is not like, oh, accidentally offended someone, right? Like, I mean, we sought this outcome for some reason, unbeknown to me at the moment of what that might be. But there's something to that, right? Where, like, I don't know, it stood out.
Yeah, we're talking about it, so
A fair
clearly they
point.
wanted
Fair
something.
point. I guess that's the idea of like no marketing is bad marketing, no publicity is bad publicity. I don't know if I particularly subscribe to that one, but I mean perhaps here we're getting that. All right, well listen, we'll talk keeping on the trend of marketing products. Let's check out this one. This one is out of Pizza Hut. This one I'm interested in. I'm not gonna lie. Something about this that's intriguing me. So this one is from Fansided. Pizza Hut seasonings turn any meal into a pizza party. So essentially, I think you could probably attest to this. I think we've seen a lot of this across like the food industry in general. Kind of like chefs develop spices, right, their own blends that people are looking to market and match. This one though, out of Pizza Hut in a collector's edition. I wouldn't mind this little cheese shaker here in the middle. I'm not gonna lie, I'd be happy to display that one at my own home. I'd totally be cool with it. But listen, the spice blends that are here is essentially an everything pizza essence seasoning, and another one that essentially is taste of pepperoni. So I don't know, Jim. Do we need pizza seasonings? What do you think about this? And do I need my non pizza foods to taste like pizza if I just have pizza?
Maybe. I mean, I'm thinking, my small kids, where if I can make their vegetables somewhat taste like pizza, I might try it.
Fair.
Dunkin' Pizza Hut, but I don't hate it. It's kind of nostalgic, right? I can see this next to my Book It Award and my personal pan pizza
Yeah.
with the shaker and the red cup. And there's so many seasoning out there that are so poorly done that I would have to assume at least Pizza
Right.
Hut got it pretty close. And I love
Fair
all
point.
those flavors. So, I think I'm buying this one. I think I like, they're hitting me in the nostalgic feels. They're not offending any Disney characters.
Okay. Okay. All right. So seasoning duet, we're in. I'm happy to try it. I will note that you guys can get this one from eatthechain.com. I forgot to mention it is a combination for I think of who put this one together for it. I think it was Chain, Pizza Hut, and one other. I'll grab it in a second, but it's an offering that you can buy distinctively the duo set, which is at eatthechain.com. It retails for $60.
Nope, never mind. I'm out. That's
Yeah, see that was there was a
one
point there where like the $29.99 level, I think we're like, all right, I mean maybe it's a holiday kind of special or something like that, and we could go for it, but $60, that's a little bit rough for a pizza seasoning to me.
run in my mouth and call it good like I do most times, and you know, save $59.
Yeah, I've been known to go there as well, so that's fair. All right, let's keep talking regional styles. Actually, there's so many articles this week about it, man. They're just like, I don't know, they're all over the place this week. All right, so let's take a look at the next one from Pizza Today. This one is, this was the column that I think they do called Man on the Street. At least is where this originated from. So Man on the Street, Roman style pizza. Are we finally ready for Roman? And so this one by no other than Scott Wiener, friend of ours, that's for sure. So, will Roman style pizza be the 2024 pizza trend? I'll note here, back in January 2012, I used this Man on the Street column to predict that Roman pizza would be the next big thing. I was wrong. But to Scott's point now, pizza trends are hard to predict. And I would say this is really becoming a super popular style. And you know what? I'll even save from going into it. Jim, you probably could break it down from us from the different style when we say Roman, just to make it set for everyone here, kind of distinctly what the differences are. Because particularly here, Scott's highlighting pizza al taglio, you know, which is going to be that like thin, puffy, kind of like elongated pies that were becoming like, they're beautiful, right? I mean, you see them in a display, they look great. But talk about the other two styles of Roman pies as well, just so we don't get confused.
Now you're putting me on the spot because now I have to talk about the Roman style. So pizza al taglio is I would say the most common.
Yeah.
That's the one that, like you said, it's kind of like a puffy flatbread that's Sicilian-esque, but maybe a little bit more crisp. Amazing, right? One of my favorite to eat, one of my favorite to make. I am shocked that that's not bigger, especially as you get more into like the boutique flavors and the by the slice. I think that's a really good one. I would have probably put that. There are a couple.
Yeah,
others, right?
The other one I would say was the Tonda Romana, right, which is like the thin, round and crisp. And then there was one other that I think it was like that. I think Scott. Well, I think Scott referred to it as like the bakery style as well. Metro, that one I'm not Metro, where you're cutting it off by the piece as well. So definitely, I don't think as affluent, at least what we're seeing in the minimal amount of Roman pizza that we are seeing. But I mean, this seems cool.
Yeah, the Metro's more
just
like
look at these.
a tomato pie or something.
Yes,
the taglios are amazing, right? I've luckily spent some time in Rome, and like they swear by it, and it's their go-to. And like I say, it's more of a flatbread that you get, right? It's an appetizer.
Yeah.
Think like a California Pizza Kitchen level. I think it's amazing. They cook quick. They're easy to make. I hope it's the next pizza trend. I think the Detroit and the Sicilians are having their day, but I can see it as the next one, especially since $23 for the entire one, right? There's markup, you can make it unique,
for sure,
customizable. So I hope he's right, because Taglio's it. Really nice.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you had to think, like, let's think back for this year. I'm interested. I would say maybe over the past year or so, like, I definitely thought Detroit like is really blown up and certainly had its time. And to be fair, I kind of thought like I wasn't sure if we were gonna go like Chicago thin was like catching some attention for people really doing, but so was like the big push around like at least up in the Northeast, like New Haven, where I think was really catching like some critical acclaim for like its regionality and that like it's just damn good. So I don't know. I was wondering whether we were going to teeter between these, but I love the Roman look too coming in. So I'm intrigued to see what 2024 brings. What do you think?
And the Roman, like you said, the New Haven, you need the coal fire, you need the a Roman. You don't need a lot of the things. Your Chicago, tavern style needs to. The Roman kind of doesn't need all the fussiness. So if I'm a restaurant and I can crank out, especially if I'm not an expert at pizza, you can crank out
sure
than you can some of the other ones. So it'll have its moment. Maybe not to the level Detroit had, but it's coming. It has to. They're so good, and there's so many advantages. tour, I buy it.
Nice. Okay. All right. I like it, man. All right. Listen, we'll do. I think we got time for one or two more here, real quick, Jim. So we're gonna go rapid style on these guys. All right. Ready?
Let's go.
Stick with me, and let's go through them. All right. First one up. This is gonna be what I would say. This is from QSR magazine. I don't know if we need a new one of these, but you tell me. What do you think about this? This is Taco John's newest release. What does this look like to you? I'm feeling Taco Bell Mexican pizza, but like on the next level. This is so, like I said, loaded with an incredible 7 layers of fresh taco toppings. Taco John's new oven baked taco pizza is here. This guy's a little bit bigger, a 10-incher, as opposed to what we're seeing from the Taco Bell Mexican pizza, which has a place in my heart only for, to be honest, sheer social media coverage of it.
Absolutely.
Not my favorite product offering, but man, like you had a concert about this thing and just blowing it up from celebrity appeal. I can't help but pay attention to it. But listen, do we need another taco pizza competitor out there? Tell me about this. What do you think?
Listen, maybe after 1 a.m. smash it, but I'm not a fan of lettuce on pizza. I think that travels after about 60 seconds, it's gone.
Yep.
I don't think we need it. I think Taco Bell has its place, in but more. This one sounds like a little bit too much. Doesn't have that finesse that clearly the Taco Bell Mexican pizza does.
I love it. All right, next one up. Let's see what we got. This one is going to be, so last week as we were talking all about the infamous pizza. So I love it for this guy. This one is out of phillymag.com. Our restaurant critics full-throated defense of the Wawa pizza. There's a lot of people out there right now saying that Wawa pizza is the worst. Here is why they're wrong. Jim, are we wrong, or is there really something to this that we're missing in this hype around the Wawa? Or is it overly critiqued? Are we thinking it's more than it should be? I think kind of the author here, Jason Sheen, was kind of highlighting like, hey, maybe, you need to take it for what it is. But I will note they did some comparison as well to some of the chain pizzas and said comparisons to big chain pizzas like Pizza Hut or Domino's or Little Caesars are somewhat more fair, but memory and time can skew those comparisons. I don't know if I completely agree with that article because I could probably have some and I'd still compare it the same way. I haven't tried the Wawa, but I'm just reading into what I've read. But what do you think, man?
Yeah, listen, I haven't had
overstating or yeah. All right.
From what I remember, right, you had to wait, right, so it didn't have convenience factor.
Yes, 20 minutes. 20 minutes, sit down.
And the price point, I think, was a little bit higher than convenience store pizzas. So, listen, it might be a fine pie. I haven't had it, but I do know of some really, really great pies you could get for the time and the money. So, again, at any pizza when you're desperate, but I don't think it's going to be the first one I go to next time I'm in the greater Philly area.
Fair. Okay. I can appreciate you there. All right. Well, listen, man, on that note, I think that's going to wrap it up for us today. Jim, thanks so much for spending time talking all this pizza nonsense. A lot of pizza news this week coming up. Jim, if people are looking for you across social media landscape, where can they find you?
Absolutely. You type in Jim Cooks Food Good, wherever you get your content, you'll find me some way.
Awesome. I love it, man. Thanks again for joining us, guys, and everyone else. This has been Pizza Roundtable, where we talk about some of the biggest pizza news of the week, which is part of the Pizza Club Network. Come back and check out another episode with us next week. Thanks, all.
Thank you.
Awesome.